Imagine this. You're sitting in front of a dense book, a pile of notes, or even an online course that seems endless. You know you need to learn, but every time you start, it feels like you're moving at a snail's pace. Frustration kicks in, motivation fades, and in the end, you end up procrastinating once again. What if I told you there's a scientific method to learn anything quickly, deeply, and without wasting time? A method that has been tested by people who have mastered languages in months, passed impossible exams, and become experts in complex fields. This method was created by Scott Young, an expert in accelerated learning, and today I'm going to show you exactly how to apply it. If you're tired of studying for hours without seeing results, this content will change your life. Step 1. Pre-learning. The secret that 99% of people ignore. Think about this. Have you ever started studying something without even knowing where to begin? Like opening a book to the first page and just reading, or jumping into a course without understanding its structure? If so, you've experienced firsthand the wasted time that comes from learning without a plan. Pre-learning is like the GPS of your knowledge journey. If you don't set your destination on the map, you'll end up going in circles. Before diving into any subject, you need to answer 3 questions. What exactly do I need to learn? What are the essential topics? What is the best order to learn them? Algebra before calculus, vocabulary before grammar. What are the best methods for each part? Videos, books, practical exercises. Example: if you want to learn programming, there's no point in starting with advanced algorithms if you don't understand basic logic. That's like trying to build a skyscraper from the roof down. But here's a big risk: getting stuck in planning and never actually starting. Scott Young recommends spending no more than 10% of your total study time in this phase. In other words, if you're going to study for 100 hours, plan for 10 hours, then take action. Why? Because over-planning turns into an excuse not to act, and real learning only happens through practice. Now that you have a map, it's time to hit the road. But pay attention, studying alone isn't enough. There's a scientific way to learn effectively, and that's what you're about to discover next. Step 2. The learning process. The 3 pillars to master. Any skill have you ever studied for hours only to realize in the end that you remember nothing? This happens because most people don't actually know how to learn effectively. Scott Young breaks down effective learning into 3 key pillars. Pillar 1. Focus, total attention. Your brain wasn't designed for multitasking. When you try to study with your phone nearby, the TV on, or your mind wandering, the information doesn't stick. How to train your focus. Meditation, just 5 minutes a day makes a difference. Controlled environment, eliminate distractions. Pomodoro technique, 25 minutes of deep focus, plus 5-minute break. Example: a Microsoft study found that, on average, people get interrupted every 40 seconds when working on a computer. If you don't control this, your learning will remain shallow. Pillar 2. Direction, applied learning. Here's a critical mistake almost everyone makes: studying in a way that doesn't align with how they will actually use the knowledge. Example: if you want to learn English for conversation, just memorizing grammar rules won't help. If you're preparing for an exam, making passive summaries is far less effective than practicing real exam questions. The rule is simple: learn in the way you will use the knowledge. Pillar 3. Specific drills. Have you ever seen a basketball player practice only free throws for hours, or a pianist repeat the same scale hundreds of times? This is called drilling, isolating your weaknesses and training them until mastery. How to apply it? Identify your weakest points. Focus solely on improving them. Reintegrate them into the bigger picture. Example: if you're learning Spanish and struggle with past tense verbs, stop everything and train just that for a while. Then go back to full conversations. Now that you know how to learn effectively, it's time for the most powerful step, when knowledge becomes intuition, and that's what separates learners from true masters. Step 3. Advanced level, intuition and mastery, when knowledge becomes a part of you. Have you ever noticed how an experienced musician feels the music, or how a senior programmer sees the code before even writing it? That's intuition, and it's not a gift, but the result of deep learning. Intuition, internalized patterns. When you truly study something, your brain starts recognizing patterns effortlessly. Example: an experienced doctor can identify symptoms almost instantly. A chess player sees moves before even calculating them. This isn't magic, it's structured practice. Many people want to create something new without first mastering the basics. But the truth is, First, you learn the rules. Then you break them. The greatest minds, Einstein, Mozart, Steve Jobs, first mastered their field before innovating. Conclusion: efficient learning and freedom. If you apply this method, you won't just learn faster, but also deeper. And the best part? You'll save years of inefficient studying. Method summary. Step 1. Planning, 10% of your total time. Step 2. Focus, plus direction. Drilling. Step 3. Train until mastery and intuition take over. Now it's up to you. Which skill will you master using this method? Drop a comment below. Your first step starts now.